Hello, Biafra. Good, good evening, Biafrans all over the world, lovers of freedom. I want to say good evening on today's program on BTV Europe. Today's 16th of August 2024, and it's my pleasure to welcome each and every Biafran in today's program. My name remains Mazi Ikem Patrick DK, and it's my pleasure to be here. Before we proceed, I would like to welcome Biafrans from all over the world who will be joining us gratefully. As you join, please share this program, invite your friends, because we'll be hosting a guest, and that guest will be introducing himself in the course of time.
All right, wonderful people of Biafra, wonderful people of Biafra all over the world. You are welcome to Biafra Television Europe. And today, like our brother,
Yes, I think I'm back. I left. I was switched off as a result of technical issues. So I would like to bring in one other Jovista to read the press conference for us. What are you there? I keep saying press conference, press release. What how are you doing? You look great.
I am doing great, Mazi Patrick. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the program. I have invited Biafrans, and I believe that they are already joining us. While we wait for you to read our press release, and we are expecting our guests at the background to join us as soon as the press release is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi Patrick. IPOB press release, 15th August 2024. Serious warning to Biafra traditional rulers, IPOB. We, the global and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by the great and indefatigable leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, raises concern about the way the traditional leaders and rulers collect money from terrorists masquerading as herdsmen and allowing them into spaces to operate freely in our communities. This information came to us from Fulani herdsmen in the southeast region. IPOBSN operatives are issuing a warning to those compromised traditional rulers across Biafra land to be very careful to know that this singular action of theirs can automatically become detrimental because IPOBSN doesn't play when it comes to the issues of Fulani terrorists masquerading as herdsmen operating in our land. More so, IPOBSN is giving directives to the traditional rulers and community leaders that IPOB-ESN will not tolerate any traditional ruler or community leader in Alibo conniving with Fulani terrorists nicknamed herdsmen who rape, kidnap, and kill people in the community. Fulani terrorists nicknamed as herdsmen testify that they pay traditional rulers and leaders before they entered any community and stayed up to 3, 4, or 5 months. IPOBSN will not spare any traditional ruler or community leader who is involved in this kind of criminal activity. And we are aware that some State governors are involved in this dirty deal as well. Do not be surprised that IPOB ESN operatives will never allow them to succeed. We are astonished and cannot fathom any why our traditional leaders will be thwarting the plans to make our land safe. If a traditional ruler doesn't accept what IPOBSN are doing to safeguard Igbo land, they will be regarded as sabotaging our efforts to restore Biafra. If you know that you are a traditional ruler in Igbo land who has made a deal or entered into a business contract to collect land for Fulani settlement, you better stop it now and know that you are endangering lives, including your own. Know that if we catch you, you will regret your actions and you will not be spared. IPOB operatives are watching all nooks and crannies of Biafra land because our traditional rulers have failed the people of Biafra like the Southeast politicians did. We must overcome their sabotage. They can use any strategy to blackmail IPOB or try to stop ESN from making headway. But God Almighty Chukwokika sanctioned that we must come and take over and restore Biafra nation. Signed by Emma Powerful, the Media and Publicity Secretary to IPOB. Thank you, wonderful people of Biafra. I still remain Wada Jovista Chichi. Mazi Patrick Ikem, thank you for giving me this opportunity to read out this press release to our wonderful viewers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that press release. And it was very, very clear. We saw the video circulating on social media about a young Fulani man who is trying to explain their ordeal in Biafra land as regard to the extortion they are going through in the hand of some of our corrupt traditional rulers, because I consider it as extortion. They are being extorted illegally to the detriment of our people. We have seen the amount of damage that have been caused by Fulani herdsmen kidnapping and destroying crops, endangering lives, and making sure that our people do not find our environment conducive for business, which is completely unacceptable. And little did we know that we have certain traditional rulers who are accomplices to this criminality. We didn't know that they were even being settled behind the back by these Fulani herdsmen. And I believe that it is as a result of that settlement that have emboldened them to continue to operate illegally in Biafra land, because they believe that they have paid their dues to the traditional rulers. So when you see Fulani kidnapping people, causing mayhem all over the place, it is also as a result of them trying to recover their investment they have made by paying the traditional rulers, because every business has should have a return. So all the money that they have paid to traditional rulers cannot just go down the drain. They have to find a way to recover. So when you see them involved in kidnappings, it is also part of the process to recover some of the money that they have paid to the traditional rulers. And that is the reason you see none of these traditional rulers are even coming forward to condemn the activities of these Fulani herdsmen, which is very, very pathetic. But I believe that since the truth have come to light, the issue will be taken care of appropriately. Wanda, do you have anything to add to what I've said?
I have nothing much to add because we have our guests waiting to come to the stage. But the only little thing I have to add is that our people will always say, na oke nọ n'ụlọ gwara nke dị n'ama na azụ dị na ngịga. And also that na nwa nna ya dụnyere oshi na-eji ụkwụ agbawa ụzọ. These are the things that gives those herdsmen the courage, or the boldness to come into our bushes and take over, because to them, they have paid their rightful dues and they know that these traditional rulers can be influential, that they can be the one to determine what happens. But unfortunately to them, little did they understand that Igbos are not like Northerners or the Hausas nor the Fulanis, whom the Alaji can come up and tell people whatever to do and they will just do it without questions. Igbos are not like that. We are democratic in nature. We question so many things and we agree, we dialogue and we agree before any operation should be carried out. So those Fulanis should not rejoice or should not think that the Igbo traditional rulers are as influential as the the sultans or the northern traditional rulers that can wake up any morning and declare whatever to the people and it will be carried out. We are different people that our leaders source opinion from our people before carrying out any task. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wada, for that analysis. While we wait for our brother to join us from South Africa, I would like to say that I want to welcome Biafrans watching us from all over the world. And I would like you, as you join us, to please share this program, invite your friends, make sure that you tag everybody that you know that will be interested in this program. And in the course of this program, we'll also be putting out the WhatsApp lines, and I will call for that at the appropriate time, and also a subsequent Skype ID where you can also call in on the alternative. So we want to welcome our brother who is standing by to join us from South Africa. Hello, Mazi. Welcome to the program. Can you please introduce yourself and because Biafrans are waiting? Can you please unmute because you are muted. Please unmute yourself because your voice is not coming out. Thank you.
Now. No.
Yes, I think we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely. You're welcome to the program. Please,
Okay.
please
Good evening.
tell us your name, the position you occupy, and the country you represent.
Okay. Thank you so much, the host, Maze, Patrick, and Wanda Jovista. Thank you so much. Good evening, fellow Biafrans all over the world. My name is Mazi Isu. I serve the indigenous people of Biafra and the capacity of national coordinator here in South Africa. I'm your servant, one of your servants. Ndewono Muchineke.
Thank you, Mazi Ogechukwu Isu. Thank you. Welcome to the program. Wada, do you have
Mazi,
anything
you're
to say?
welcome to the program.
Ndewo.
Wada, do you have anything to say?
Please just continue. I will come as we go on because
Okay, thank you.
I will have questions, but you can just go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Mazi Okechukwu, thank you for being part of our program today. I think that he's out. I don't know. I think he's having connection, network issues. I hope that he rejoins us as soon as possible because there are a couple of questions we would like to take, having introduced himself as the national coordinator of South Africa. And we would like to know things that are happening in South Africa as it stands today, considering some of the challenges that South Africa have faced in recent time, especially from the period of the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. We have seen series of events unfold, and we have seen South Africa being part of those uh, countries that faced serious challenges in trying to mitigate some of the excesses of certain individuals who would want to, or who rather wanted to take advantage of the absence of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, Mazi, I wanted to ask you, how is South Africa doing? How is IPOB South Africa doing? Are you hearing me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. South Africa is doing good. We're doing good. Yeah.
Okay, so how, as a national coordinator of South Africa, how many zones do you have in the? Is it possible for you to give us the number of zones you have in South Africa?
Yeah. We have. Okay, let me start from the units. We have. We had 54 units, but I think for some time now, there are some units that were, closed because of the challenges which IPOB, is facing, generally. So we have, I think, about maybe 52 units that are still, working very, very strong, and in terms of zone, we have we have 9 provinces here where uh, we have our provincial coordinators who, by default, are the zonal coordinators because we did it according to proven better in Carlton, where it is where it's densely populated. We have like Johannesburg zone, we have the Kuleni zone, we have the Pretoria, though a lot of some works need to still be done there, and we have the the city bank zone. So that's how we operate here because Carlton is very large in number. The work would be too bulky for an individual to coordinate it as in dealing with the units directly. And we have our provincial coordinators, Carlton provincial coordinator as well. They will.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mazi. And we know that since the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, countries have faced serious issues all over the world, IPOB. We've seen some level of subordination here and there, people trying to impose their individual wills on the movement, people with different agendas coming forward to push their agendas. And I know personally that South Africa is one of those countries that were hard hit as a result of activities post our leader's extraordinary rendition from Kenya. How have you been able to contain some of these challenges as the national coordinator of South Africa? How have you been able to manage them?
Okay, thank you so much, Maze. One thing about problem, generally, I just want to, generalize it in our everyday life. If you are aware that a problem will come, it will give you the mental toughness to stand it when it comes. So just like you said that some people try to take advantage in the absence of our leader, yes, it's absolutely true. And it is not a surprise because some of them are specially prepared for such a mission to come and cause disruption. It's just that they have been hiding, they have been hiding, and they were just waiting for the appropriate time to, strike. So all this while they've never been an IPOB member. So it's just the challenge we faced, generally. There's nothing so special or something so different about our case from others. So it's just a normal challenge because such people, and when they were recruited anyway to infiltrate IPOB, they are being posted in badges. They are being posted in badges according to the responsibility they are given to come and cause obstruction. At a particular stage, they will dispatch a certain badge. At a particular, even there was I can say that there were all like when IPOB started, our oppressors know that IPOB is not going to compromise that, like others that have come before us. So that is why when they see it, they started preparing on time, getting people to infiltrate us, infiltrate IPOB. Even at a stage, those people managed to grab some positions because IPOB being one family and being open, being open-handed to welcome anybody who wants to do the work. So it also gave them the privilege, some of them, to have attended to attain some position which they shouldn't have, you know. But however, IPOB Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built is indestructible. No human being can destroy it. And when he brags about IPOB, I believe he knows exactly what he's talking about. Though we might have shaking, we might have challenges, which is normal in our everyday life, even in our family life. But at the end of the day, we will win, as our leader always, say. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Wada, do you have any opinion, question, or comment?
Okay. Mazi Oge, thank you so much for coming and thank you so much for at least letting the
Thank you,
world
Wanda.
know what IPOB is like in South Africa. But Mazi, I understood that on the 19th of June 2024 was the inauguration day or inaugural ceremony of Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa. And we know that that day that IPOB South Africa family went to that event, but something occurred. Can you tell us what exactly took place on that day?
Okay, thank you so much, Wanda. You know, every good move has challenges. And that day was a very great day in our lives here in South Africa, irrespective of the little issues that came up along the process. we were there to, pay homage or to, to show our solidarity with the, president of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. So on the process, as we were going, we have already, gotten inside. We were displaying our masquerade. Everything was going on. Some badges among us were still, coming on the way. On the process, they had a little encounter with the police. Police being who they are, who they will always try to, prove that they are doing their work. So on the process, they were, arrested and, charged for, illegal immigrant, as they call it. So, but by the grace of God, the situation was, handled, and those comrades, all of them are out. So that is exactly what, happened. Thank you.
So you mean that all of them are out of police custody now?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
they
like
are.
how
They are.
many
All of them
members
are
like
out.
how many
All of them
members
are
were
out,
arrested that day?
and
Like how many people? Because I saw
they
so
have
many
been
people
given,
where you were
some
playing.
document to. Uh,
Maziogi, are you still there?
yeah, about 11 of our members were arrested that day. Yeah, so along the line. Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Go
can
ahead.
you
Mazi,
hear
I am
me?
listening to you.
Hello, can you hear
Yes,
me?
Mazi, go
Very
ahead.
well.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Very sound and clear. Mazi, you are okay. Mazi, you
Okay,
are
okay.
okay. Go
About
ahead.
11 of them were arrested. Yeah, about 11 of them were arrested. And as I said before, they've all been released.
Okay,
Okay, I
so
said about 11 of our comrades were arrested and, detained for illegal immigrants, as they called it anyway, because there must be a name to attach to something to. But however, the competent court. Can you hear me?
Mazi, go
Yes,
ahead.
Mazi.
Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mazi, you are coming out live. I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You are coming out clear, Mazi. We are listening to you. We are hearing
Yes,
you
I
loud and
said.
clear. Go ahead. Okay, because as it was that day, we saw so many of them on the inaugural ground. So many of them,
As
they were playing.
and they were not arrested in the inaugural ground because they were still on their way coming. They were arrested on their way coming to the inaugural ground. Some badges were already inside the inauguration ground, if I may. Before, as other people were coming, they got them arrested in along the road, and started to ask them of their documents and stuff like that. But however, as I said before, the court has sorted it out, and they have been given some documents which we, guarantee their, their stay for why the process is still ongoing. Thank you.
Okay,
So we
Mazi,
are
the
dealing
picture
we
is
are
clearer
dealing with
now because I am now understanding that they were not actually arrested as IPOB members or because they were IPOB members. They were just arrested as individuals that they cited as immigrants. I think that's just the clear picture. Am I right, Mazi?
Yes, yes. They were not arrested as. In fact, may I use this opportunity to say that, in as much as it's very difficult for any government to just come and open to say I support you, I'll do this or that. But I believe South Africa understands our situation because what they once passed through is what we are passing through now. So I think they know what we stand for. They know that we are legal. They know that we have office. They know all these things. So I don't think, and they have seen us, we pose no threat whatsoever to them. So I don't think any rational thinking human being can say that they arrested us because of we are IPOB. Because we go, we make application for permits for protest. They have not hesitated to, give us permit. So I believe they know who we are and they know what we stand for. Thank you.
So
Thank
it
you.
is important to note that the event that took place was as a result of immigration issues, not because they were arrested and detained because of their
Yes.
identity as Biafrans, which is quite very, very clear. And I believe that Biafrans anywhere in the world have the right to seek for.
Not at all.
Yes, I like I was saying that Biafrans anywhere in the world have the right to seek for refuge as a result of their status as it stands today and the persecution that we are going through in the zoo called Nigeria. So I think it also opens the door and opportunity for them to make that claim and be able to be granted the possibility to stay in South Africa legally based on their status as Biafrans. Mazi. Yes, so he keeps coming and going. Wada, I think we just have to wait for him to come back. And but on the interim, as much as we have spent over an hour dialoguing on this issue, I would like the WhatsApp line to be on the screen and also the Skype to be on the screen so that we'll be able to start taking calls for those who want to call in, for those who want to make their contribution. The number will be on the screen in a short while so that you can make your contribution. I want to urge Biafrans all over the world following us to please share. We are all over social media. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook and every other platform. We're also on satellite. For many of you that have not downloaded Biafra television app, go and do so. You have the application on Google, so you can download and install the app for you to be able to follow us on satellite. Wanda, do you have any other question to ask?
Yeah, Mazi Oge, the question I would like to ask is what are the efforts that you people have made or are making in South Africa as regards what we are pursuing because they have undergone such a process before. As we all knew, the story surrounded Nelson Mandela. What are the moves that you people have made or are making as regards to getting the government support? Because I think I have this um I got the message that before you people went on that inauguration that I think some people from government came to you people. So can you just, in brief, tell us the efforts that you people have made as regards getting the consign of the South Africa as regards to what we are doing?
Okay. Thank you so much, Nwada. Yeah. Um, we don't have to confine ourselves when we have not reached our goal. So we are making every tremendous progress in when it comes to the awareness of Biafra and the Biafra referendum. Uh, any political party in South Africa, both the ruling and the oppositions, that says that they don't know that people like this exist, I think uh, the people, they are not being sincere to themselves, because there is any door we see, we knock on that door. Whether it's open that day, we knock, or it didn't open, we'll keep on knocking. We keep on knocking. So I believe in due time, the effort we are putting will, yield, a visible result. Just as I said, for the fact, one thing I love here is that they've started knowing the difference between Nigeria and Biafra. That's the thing. That's the main thing. They started knowing that these people, no matter that some of them hold Nigerian passport as a traveling document, they are not really Nigerian. And even if they are, for as the document may say, they are not Nigerians by choice, rather by imposition. So that is one of the efforts we are making, and we continue to make it. I will not hesitate until we get what we are looking for. But they are aware that we exist here. Thank you.
And that is a very commendable effort. So the information we are getting is you are proving it that it is the right information that we are getting about South Africa, and that is very, very impressive. Mazi Patrick, I am now leaving it over to you.
Thank you very much, Wada. Thank you very much. I think that our brother Ugechuku have been able to give us, good response to all the questions, and quite commendable the awareness that have been made in South Africa, in especially because I also wanted to ask that question: how have you been able to, prove to South African people, to the South African government, that there is a difference between Nigeria and Biafra, considering the level of xenophobia that is going on in South Africa? And that is another question I would want to ask him: how that have affected the life of our people in South Africa, because we see on a daily basis some of these activities of xenophobia are targeting the businesses of our people, because we know that majority of people living in South Africa as it stands today are majorly Biafran people. And I would like our brother to give us a perspective in that regard, how the xenophobic activities in South Africa have affected the life and business of our people. Mazi Ogechukwu, are you there?
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. When it comes to, it's just like this struggle we are doing. For instance, some people are taking advantage of the situation for their personal, gain, or what they stand to gain. Yeah, South Africa as a government does not support any attack on, migrants. They don't. So these are just some group of people who will see it as a platform to either go and they loot from immigrants who has one business or the other. So and the government always come to clamp them down and even get some of them arrested. So I think the government as an institution, they are against it. But no matter how you make law, there are people who are ready to disobey the law at all costs because they benefit from disobeying the law. So this is actually what is going on, and you will see some lazy people who will I mean use the opportunity as a privilege or a chance to enrich themselves or get what they couldn't afford for themselves. So that is exactly what is going on when it comes to xenophobia in South Africa. South African government is against it, irrespective of who is involved. They condemn it in totality, and they don't joke about it. So that is what I just have to say to that effect.
Thank you very much. While we wait for calls to come in, Nwada, you have to check on your phone to see if there are calls. I would like to call out the numbers on the screen, which is plus 12660 9937 491 521 660 9937, and the Skype is Patrick070179. So Wada, I don't know if you are getting some calls, if there are people calling in, especially those in South Africa. You also have the opportunity to call in uh, to make your contribution and be part of this program. If there are questions you would like to ask, if there are contributions you would like to make, especially our brothers and sisters in South Africa, you have the opportunity to call into BTV Europe and talk to us. Wada, are you receiving any call?
You can go ahead from your end if you're having any, please.
Okay, I haven't received any call on Skype, but while we wait for calls to come in and our time is fast also approaching, I would like to know, Mazi Ogechukwu, uh, the situation generally when it comes to welfare of IPOB members in South Africa, because we understand that South Africa as a country have challenges. We've seen so many people on the street, frustrated, who cannot even have a place, who cannot find a place to sleep. Many of them cannot pay their rent. Many of them are finding it very difficult to survive. How is the situation of Biafrans, especially members of IPOB, in terms of welfare in South Africa? How are they fending?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mazi. I just want to correct an impression. There's nowhere in this world, even in US and the Europe, where you people reside. There's nowhere you will wake up. I mean, you will cover yourself with blankets. You will expect a manna to fall from heaven. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen even in America. If you don't work hard, or Europe, you will find yourself sleep in the street. It's just that maybe though government may have a role to play to maybe provide accommodation and stuff, things like that. They are there here also. It's just that our people, us, we and I don't know, should I say text or should I say pride or should I say when even such a provision is made, when you see the situation and the people maybe that will be staying there with you when you don't have accommodation or stuff like that, you will not even want to get involved. You will even say, okay, let me just, stay on the street or whatever. Life is tough generally. There's nowhere you will go, you will see a tree standing where money is falling from the tree. You just have to work hard. If you try this one, it doesn't work. You try the other one, you just keep on trying until you lay your hand on something that can be able to sustain you. Maybe you will move forward from there. So in terms of IPOB family, one thing I love about IPOB South Africa is the discipline. Because if you say you're not a Nigerian, you have to live a life that is different from the way Nigerians are known. So has become a responsibility to IPOB South Africa to coordinate themselves in a manner that when somebody approaches them, even the manner they talk and even the manner they reply, they respond to people and they interact with people, you will know that hey, these people they are indeed different from the Nigerians we know differently, which we are trying to prove on daily basis. So that is why I said before that I'm glad they are beginning to know that there are these people who are just bearing the name Nigerian out of imposition, not out of their own will. So in terms of welfare, we are, coping. And I love the spirit of Nrubewanne, which sometimes I even ask myself, does Nnamdi Kanu even know what he has established? The linkage, the relationship that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have established between people who have not even known themselves from Adam, who have not even met before. The law of the bond is just overwhelming. So that has been our principle, that has been our guide. We are doing well. We are doing well. The challenge we are having is just the normal challenge that somebody who is not residing in his country of origin is having. There's nothing so specially different. Yeah. So that is what I just have to say about that. I don't know if I answered your question. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mazi. The answer is satisfying and also commendable. While we wait for calls, I don't know if we have calls. Wanda, do we have calls? At
Yes,
this
there is
point,
caller on the line. Caller
okay.
on the line, good evening and welcome to the program. Please, your name and where you're calling from. Yes, you are coming out. Please go ahead.
My name is Mazi Ikem. As you can see, listening to South Africa, but from now, at this moment, I'm calling from where I am calling from. I have a question, and I would like this to be clarified. Okay?
Go ahead.
Please, why is it so difficult for the leadership of our organization, of our struggle? It's finding it difficult to fix once and for all the problem that befalls South Africa IPOB. What I'm saying, let me just go straight to that point. I am on the know, I am of the know that a lot has happened. A lot of people have been struggling to see that South Africa IPOB is shame and disorganized. That gentleman you see there, Mike Oguchukwu, has actually suffered a lot in making sure that IPO in South Africa is moved forward. He's a lion. I agree with that. But the problem, there is a very simple, small problem that we continue to face. The struggle that is going on there happens to come from the hierarchy. Because we have the also in South Africa. He has his own group, he has his own platform where he is housing a lot of people who are fighting against the IPOB South Africa. And he has been, from the best of my knowledge, has been told to stop that in one way or the other from from the leadership. I don't want to call him actually. But I don't know why finding it difficult, and the leadership is not doing anything. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but in the struggle, I rather say the truth at all times. Okay, so please, kindly, I would like our lion here in South Africa, that is the Kanu in South Africa, to please expatiate on it. So why is it so difficult? Even at some point, I learned that letters have been sent to Mazi concerning this particular issue. But then, rather, I will see our lion, the commander himself, coming out to say IPOB has a problem on the other in South Africa. But then, not addressing the problem. Are we going to continue to rub on the symptoms rather than to cure this very problem that is turning to be something like a cancer? I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Mazi, your name again, please. Your name again. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Mazi Patrick, can you permit me to say something?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. You're free.
Okay. If I may say, I think this question supposed not to be directed to the South African national. I think it's a question that's supposed to come up when the leadership comes to BTV, because for me here now, I think that the South Africa national has to play the devil's advocate here, because if he may want to ask, some people may think that he may, or he is trying to favor some of these people and disfavoring the other people. Or Mazi Ikem Patrick, what do you think, please?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I think that the issue in South Africa is deeper than what we can address here on BTV Live. And I believe that whatever that is happening in South Africa is to the knowledge of the leadership, and they have the responsibility to handle it. I don't know what the national have done so far in addressing these issues. But I believe that, and we all know that in IPOB, that there are procedures to dealing with issues. And most of the time, uh, the timing for us, we want things done quickly and fast, but those who have to deal with some of these issues have to sit on it to deliberate, and the deliberation takes time to be able to come up with a permanent solution. So the issues in South Africa have been a long-term issues, diverse interest, and we all understand the crisis. Just like every other country, we also have it here in my own country of residents. We had our own challenges from the moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition from Kenya. So I believe that the issues in South Africa is issue that is already on the table of the Directorate of State and will be taken care of at the appropriate time, adequately and simultaneously. Mazi, Wada, do we have four other calls to respond
Yes,
to?
other calls you are coming, but they've gone back because I didn't pick the calls. I believe they
Okay.
will keep coming.
What you do some next time, you pick the call and keep them on hold, because if you allow them go, they might not be able to call back, or in most cases, other calls might interfere in their position. So that is by the way. Mazi Ogechukwu, are you there? Is there anything you want to tell us as regard to the issues, problem? But I don't want you to go personal, and I don't want you to start discussing deeper issues that is happening in
That
South
are
Africa.
already on the table.
Yeah, because these are not issues that should be brought to the media to be analyzed on the media. But I believe that the leadership of IPOB sits on every issue, deliberate on them to find a permanent solution, like I said earlier, and the answers to some of these questions might not be given here on BTV live. So I wouldn't even want us to dive into the issues to avoid unnecessary, you know, lingering and the prolongation of matters, because we are here specifically to talk about certain issues that we have already talked about, especially for some of our people that were detained during the inauguration. And you made it very clear that their detention was as a result of immigration related issues and not because they are Biafrans, and which is part of the reasons that we are here today. And I believe that issue have been taken care of. Every other issue that is internal will be dealt with internally. Mazi, Nwada, do we have callers?
Not yet, not yet. You know what you just said now is like, as we always hear from the legal practitioners, that any case before the court of law is not being discussed outside the courtroom, because you don't go and drop a case file for in the courts, and you now as a legal practitioner come out to analyze a case that has not been presided over. So just like you said, as the case file of South Africa is rightly on the table of the leadership, I don't think it made any sense for us to come here to begin to discuss what should be handled internally. But what our people should know is that it is good for us to support the leadership, and it must not be I am the okay. Let me pick this call, please, Mazi.
Okay.
Hello, caller on the line. Good evening and welcome to the program. Caller on the line, please can you speak out your name and where you are calling from? All right.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay. My name is Chibo. I'm from Ebony State. I'm calling from South Africa.
All
Go
right, go
ahead.
ahead and make your submission or your ask your question or make your contribution, please.
All right. I want to ask our comrade there, how are they handling the issue of, the case of related some of our comrades that have been arrested is the issue of immigration. And last time when we went to meeting, so they are saying that the South African government have approves IPOP a line for them to come to receive asylum. But last time we went to meeting, they said that the issue is still pending. So I want to know how did they go about it till now?
Mazi, thank you so much. But have you been following us from the beginning?
Yes, I'm following you from the beginning, but my phone just went off. Then I plug it now.
Okay, please, I will apologize to you. Your the national was kicked out of the studio, but right now he's back. So um I don't think he got your questions. But Mazi, please, as we know, and as members of IPOB, there are questions that we expect. Now, this question you asked is something that you have known internally, and you have been given the answer. So I think the national coordinator is coming on and off. He's not stable. He's not even listening to what we are saying right now. But if you have been following us since we started, he has a true light on that regards. And just like you said, um our people will always say na ngwugwu a ga-ata atọ ọbara uru na a na-atụ ya mbọ. Since you've known the level or the length where the matter is now, I don't think is wise enough throwing it to the open when the whole thing is still in the cooler. So we are expecting it to be brought to the open when the food is done. I want to pick another call, please. Thank you so much. Caller on the line, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening.
All right. Please, the caller, thank you. Please, I want to correct one thing, please. Please, if you are coming to bring your questions, we don't expect what you have or had solved internally. What you are solving, not the ones you have solved. What the issues you are handling internally as wise people, because what we are doing, the world is watching, is not just Ipobians or the Biafrans alone that are watching. No, the world is watching us. So if there is anything you know that is internal that you people have been handling, I don't think it makes enough sense to bring it to bring such questions to the to BTV, because you know that you are on it already. So we expect more intelligent
I
questions
would
and
have loved to
contributions.
come in a bit. I would have loved to come in a bit to
Okay, okay.
actually.
Caller, please still be on the line. Still be
Yes, I
on the
would have
line.
actually come in a bit on the issue of questions to be asked and questions not to be asked. As far as this program is concerned, people are free to ask whatever question they have on their mind. The freedom is there for you to ask your question, but we are going to respond to the necessary questions that is within our that we have the answers to. Do not expect that we're going to have answers to all the questions. We cannot answer to questions that are made for certain offices. Our response to questions will be direct and taken care of within the jurisdiction of this discussion. So whatever question you are bringing in, if it's a question that we can respond to, we'll be glad to do so. If it is not a question we'll respond to, we'll refer you to the appropriate authority to take care of that. So come with your questions. We are here to respond to them. Allow the caller to come in, please.
Please, caller, come in and make your contributions or ask your questions, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening,
Good
Wanda.
evening.
I thank you people for this great opportunity. I have crying for this for long, and as God so kind, it is possible today. My name is Joseph Udeji. I'm a provincial coordinator in South Africa here. First of all, I commend the lion himself, Mazoge Chukwuisu, one of his kind. My question is just simple. Why do some people like to make this our journey for freedom so difficult? Why they have somebody working assiduously to achieve something? And why some people who supposed to talk in order to end the crisis, they remain silent? And what transpired in the inauguration in Pretoria that very day, I was there live. And even the people that apprehended, I went with the leadership to see these members. But I'm surprised that some people who took oath in IPOB, who still claim that they are working for IPOB, they work against our efforts in order to release our comrades, which our coordinator you are interviewing right now is aware of what I'm talking about. And one of that, the spearhead that caused all this problem They said that we should not call name, but I don't hide my feelings. I always like to speak out. How can somebody who called himself a Biafran lawyer, as he claimed, but he never entered there in order to ask how to release these people, but only to come in and take videos and send it in social media. Who is he expecting? It's like a question. If the corporate got any chance, let him answer BTV. What is he going to achieve by publishing the predicament of our members inside the detention? What is he going to achieve? Because before I accuse somebody, I personally called this very person to ask him what do he want from there. What is his game there? How is he going to help our members to come out? This guy said that he don't want to do so. The Ogechukwu might fight him. But I spoke to him when Mazi Ikem, the media head, called him 3 times. We were sitting together inside one car in order to know how are we going to work together if this guy taking video can cooperate. Let us know how late he has gone, so that we know where we stop and where we can continue. But this guy doesn't even want to hear anybody's voice. That person is nobody than Ikechukwu. Because without mentioning name, we cannot get things right. So why this thing costs us a lot, deprive us a lot of things, is because somebody is working against our efforts in order to release these people. Believe it or not. Somebody who is attending court in every court day, but he never represents the members, only to take picture with the members. After taking picture, you go. You don't even greet the delegates that will come for those people to be released. You don't even ask how far they have gone or any effort. You only go in. Who knows whether he hear from these people and tell magistrate what to do. So it is possible. So when I'm accusing somebody, and all these things are happening, then I keep quiet. So I don't know whether they are appreciating the crisis here in South Africa. Because as a father, I can never sit and watch my children fighting without putting resolution and final order to them. Anyone who doesn't want to understand or to follow peace, then I can.
Well, I think you have to
Mazi,
reduce
please,
the
other callers are calling in.
yes,
Other callers are coming. Please,
Thank you very much.
okay,
Thank you very
okay,
much.
okay,
Thank you very
okay,
much.
okay, because we're
please
having
let's
so
take
many
other
callers.
calls because he's spending more time trying to explain, which we understand the frustration. But notwithstanding, the individual whose name he mentioned obviously is not part of us. He's running a parallel outfit which does not recognize the Directorate of States. So we don't want to delve into uh, action issues that are related to him. I believe that in South Africa we have series and series of immigration lawyers who have the capacity to step into the matter and represent our people. So it is completely uncalled for to depend on somebody who you know is not part of you, and he has been able to prove that in this particular event. So let's not go there for now. Let's take another caller if there is any on the line, please.
The caller has dropped.
Okay, so while we wait for more calls to come in, I would like Mazi Ogechukwu uh, to reconfirm if these comrades had been released, because it is important that we say it once again that they are no longer in detention. And I believe that bringing issue of the past, complaining about a legal representative who never represented you, calling his name, because it is also within his right to decide if he want to represent you. He has a right, even if you say you are a Biafra, he also have the right not to represent you, because a legal matter is not something you force on anybody's throat to be your representative. So, but I believe that in South Africa, you have capable lawyers who can stand for our people, to handle these cases. Mazi Okechukwu.
Yes, Mazi, thank you so much. Anyway, the last caller, well, I understand his feelings. I understand him very, very well because
Mazi,
sometimes,
please, can I take this call, please? You will come to what you're
Absolutely.
saying.
Go
okay.
ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead, go ahead and take the call.
Caller on the line. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello, good
Yeah.
evening, all.
Good evening,
Good evening,
Mazi.
sir.
You are welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is thank you very much. This is Mazi Major speaking, calling from South Africa, Johannesburg.
Major, you are welcome to the program.
Yes, actually, I'm a member of IPOB unit, Unit 1, Southern Suburb, Johannesburg. I'm calling regarding the issue of Mazi issue and the IPOB in South Africa. I have not much to say because this issue have been going on, and this matter of the problem. We have only one problem in South Africa here. I think what is happening in South Africa does not happen in any other place or any other country. The IPOB is, where there's IPOB meeting. Because I understand that there are people who think that they are better than others. The problem we have as a people is pride. I have someone calling Okechukwu the lion himself. I'm not against Okechukwu. Okechukwu know me very well. I'm not against him. I'm happy when when there is an English that Obasanjo speaks sometimes. Some years ago, he said, "If you're a manager, you manage well. If you're a police well." That English, he goes, if you are whatever you are in any association, do it well. You understand? But let us put pride by the side. I don't know reason why because this is what gives us. Not somebody calling Okechukwu a lawyer. I don't know what he has done that made him to be a lion. Nnamdi Kanu has been sitting in the prison there in the DSS. He have never answered the lion himself. So in this regard, let that man first. I want him to withdraw that name. I don't know what make Okechukwu a lion. So that is number one. And the number two, this thing is that contribution to this matter is that already there is a problem of fractions. We have many fractions already. There are fractions, people who follow the Chukwuisu, people who follow the other one. So there is already problem here. We have a problem in South Africa, IPOB. So I don't know how we are going to settle this matter. I don't know how that's going to be settled. There is so many followers, different followers. People who follow this, people who follow this person. They have and all school, they claim to be oath members. They forgot what they took on oath, comrade. So I don't know how to settle this matter. So, but I have not much to say, So, but this issue is you cannot, when you call this person, he will tell you his own story. When you call this person, I had everything that happened in the court during the matter issue of our comrade that was arrested. But when you call this person, the person will tell his own side. Nobody's wrong, nobody's want to be wrong, nobody's want to be, So who is to blame?
Okay, so
I was discussing with Mazi
I think I think that the caller have taken a long.
Southern Support Coordinator this evening on the phone.
Wada, can you please Please, can you please end the call? I think he has expressed himself, and I wouldn't even want Mazi Ogechukwu to respond to that. Absolutely not. We want to focus on the issue as as it concern IPOB and activities of IPOB in South Africa. We are not here to call names or go personal, and like he complained that people are making reference to Mazi Ogechukwu as a lion. Well, there are people who sees him as a lion, while there are also people who doesn't see him, who sees him otherwise. So everybody, just like you don't want to see him as a lion, you do not recognize that. We respect that. We also have to also respect those who sees him as their lion. So for me, it is not an issue that should be on the table for discussion here. Nwada is out, and I don't know. I hope that he will join us very soon. Mazi Ogechukwu, I don't know if there is anything you have to say, but I don't want you to respond. I don't want you to respond to the issue of I don't want you to respond to the issue of you being called lion or not being called lion, and because I think I've addressed that. People have the right to their opinion. There are people who sees you, they see your charisma, they appreciate you for whatever you are doing in South Africa, and they have a choice to choose a word of reference for you. While in the same South Africa too, there are people who might even see you as well as a goat, and they have the right to do so. So for me, it shouldn't be an issue for discussion. Mazi, we've seen a series of complaints, but we understand the concerns. It is natural. There are no countries in IPOB all over the world that doesn't have its own unique challenges. South Africa challenge might be different from the UK, the US, in England, or whatever, but I believe that there are people who might never be satisfied with your leadership, while there are also people who will be satisfied with your leadership. I want to ask you this question. How, in your own opinion, have your leadership been able to coordinate Biafrans, IPOB, in your own opinion? Mazi, how have you been, what effort have you put in place to make sure you coordinate Biafrans, including those who do not agree with you?
Thank you, Mazi. Um, it's just like when Jesus, according to the Bible the European gave us, we asked, "Are you the king of the Jews?" He said, "You say so." You see, that was his response, and this is exactly response I am, saying here. I never, though you said I shouldn't talk about that, but by the grace of God, I'm a very humble human being, a very down to earth human being. You know, uh, I don't think it's necessary to even arrogate names to ourselves at this particular time. Though, even footballers, they have fun. There are some people who will be fighting for Ronaldo. There are some people who will be fighting for Messi. And it's only them that knows the potential they see in them, just as you said. So everybody to his own opinion. Mazi that called, please don't be offended for somebody who called me whatever name he may call. Maybe it's how he understands me. Just as our host said here, you can also understand me and call me a goat or whatever. It's not yet time to arrogate names or whatever. I don't like that. I'm not a pride human being. I'm a very down to earth human being, as I say. So, having said that, well, Ogechukwu issue you people see here, uh, in fact, I thank God for the kind of national executive, the leadership he gave to South Africa. I mean, in terms of the national executive, because somewhere ihe a na-ekpọ n'Igbo ka m sụchatụrụ Igbo n'Igbo onye Igbo ka mbụ n'ọkwa na-anụta akara eze ọ dịka eze agwụka n'ọkwanụ gidigidi bụ ugwu eze. So having said that, onweghị anything abịara m I came to this thing. Anyway, there's no need even to go about that. I think it's not necessary. So
Yeah,
let's just
it's
leave
not.
it.
Mazi, I
It's
don't
not,
want us to.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
I
not
wouldn't want us to dive into
yeah,
unnecessary issues,
yeah,
considering the fact
unnecessary.
that
Yeah,
our time is also limited.
yeah,
We cannot deal with the issue of South Africa in a program. We
Graham,
cannot deal
exactly,
with the issue of South Africa in 1 hour 30 minutes because it
exactly.
is it's a convoluted issue that will be dealt with. You know, I've seen and I've had people call into this program and complain that nothing is being done. Naturally, people would want to see result as fast as possible. But one thing people will also understand in the character of the leadership of IPOB is that when issues arise, they go into the drawing board to look at the where the issues emanated, and be able to study what is going on, putting people's character and the personalities into consideration to be able to dissect some of these problems and know when to come in and how to come in. So it is very, very important that our people should understand as well that South Africa challenges is not the only challenge on the table of the leadership of IPOB. This is a leadership that manages over 100 countries of the world, different units and different zones. They also have challenges. So they cannot, as a matter of urgency or as a matter of whatever, give a certain country a specific priority because issues will be dealt with simultaneously and it takes processes. If not, they might also make mistakes in trying to resolve some of these issues and even make even the issue worse. So when you see them remain calm, trying to study the situation, it is important that we give them time to do their job and not somebody coming in to ask what is the leadership doing. The leadership have so many challenges on their hand, and but most of the problem we have is not even the leadership. Most of the major problem we have are our people who have failed to coordinate themselves. Because at this point in time, everybody is supposed to put their personal interest behind, to focus on the goal for Biafra restoration, to focus on the objective that bind us together. But when you abandon this general objective and start fighting for your own personal interest, you create problem for the movement, you create problem for IPOB, and you also create problem for yourself. Then when you turn around after creating some of these problems, you turn around to blame the leadership, you turn around to point the fingers. But you as an individual have not been able to even obey simple rules. You have not been able to obey simple order. That is the problem. Because if everybody obey the orders accordingly, we wouldn't have issues as they are coming up today. What are there calls or are there callers on the line?
Yes, there are callers on the line. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening from here.
Please, you have 30 minutes. Sorry, you have 30 seconds to put your question. Please, you are trying to.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much for giving me a wonderful opportunity. Um, I'm not actually calling for a question, but I'm calling for a concern. And I've been seeing how hard our Igbo politicians is working to convince our people to go on the street this is a concern, and I want to use this privilege to address our people back home that onye anwụnta na-eme ọfọ okpokiri ijiji ọ na-agba ọsọ na nsọ nke Igbo. IPOB maintain their stand, and this is a time we must accord our respect to the OS. We made it clear that what IPOB saw sitting, if the Igbo politician let them climb above the hill, they will not see it. The area before now, they call it a handshake across the Niger. They have done everything to sabotage where Biafrans stand, and Igbo politicians is trying their possible best to please their political counterparts. But what we want to say to them is, no matter how they try to please the Janjaweed, they will never consider them as Nigerians. The best way to go is to us to sit down and re-strategize and see how we come for the end of this thing called the project of experiment called Nigeria. That is number one point I want to lay down. Please, our Biafrans back home, nobody in any manner should be influenced to join this quest of their protest back home. And even though they want to ask questions, they should take their question. Sorry, I know following this program from the one, they say you mustn't ask or call name. But for the purpose of communication, they should go and ask the man who was in charge and failed to implement the Aburi Accord 57 years ago. Why did it fail? Because that's the reason why they are where they are. Because if they listen to our great thinker of a philosophy by the name Nnamdi, that project of experiment will not be where it is today. And the man sitting on the affair of government today, I feel sorry for him, but we are all watching him. It's either he follow the will of the people, or he end up like his fellow counterparts 27 years ago, when he particularly was the leader of the protest. So it's either he follow the will of the people, or he end up like others. And lastly, on that note, I want also those who are asking questions, how do we get here, to also ask the man who was in charge or who failed to implement the Aburi Accord, what is his stand in the massacre in Plateau State? What is his stand in ethnic cleansing in Benue State? What is his stand in also the killing from southern Kaduna coming down to Abuja? This is his people being killed. And I believe if you have listened to the great philosopher of our time, still in years late, his late memory is still here. I love him with all my heart, in the person of Timothy Mogojuku. If you have listened, that project of contraction will not be where it is today. And we want to use this opportunity to urge our people to focus on the common goal, which is how to restore Biafra. There's nothing that you can do with a dead yam. A dead yam cannot even germinate. That is number one. Then number two, coming on the program today, I deeply appreciate this program, and I believe that it will be coming on. Time to time it will come on. I want us to know, like, I want to follow this word. They call it Bible, but I say no, it's a holy book and also the oldest book. I want to follow the word again.
Mazi, I think you have to wind down, please, so the other calls can come in.
Yeah.
Please.
I want to talk about a man called Christ.
Mazi, please, other callers are coming in and we are trying to wind down the program. Please, can you
We
give others a
appreciate your
chance?
contribution. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution.
They call him Christ. And remember, Christ
Yes.
uses a lot of criticism.
Wada, please, can you please bring in another caller because I can hear.
Give it away. But at the end, they criticize him. At the end, we criticize him. That is what I want to say on the issue of South Africa.
Mazi, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your wonderful contributions. Thank you. Mazi, please go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Am I responding to a question, or I don't? Because what he
He
didn't
didn't
ask me.
ask for a question. He just made his own contributions as regards the protest that the Igbo politicians or the Nigerian politicians are trying to convince our people to go ahead and come out for protest, but that IPOB, Biafrans, and the entire Igbo that we are maintaining our stand, that we are not partaking in their so-called protest, that the president should go and sort himself out. So that is his own contribution. He made a very powerful and a wonderful contributions.
Yes, Wada, the thing is that the project Nigeria, if there is any Igbo person or persons, irrespective of how placed the person is, who is not tired of the project Nigeria, I think the person is not being sincere to him, his or herself. Because this protest they are doing or whatever is just a way to drag ourselves out for slaughter. Our people are the main targets. Even the North, when you see them, the North, they will not, like the North has been protesting for some time now. How many casualties, how many people did the police kill? Even if police may say that they killed them or whatever, if you hear such news, know that it's fabricated story, because they know the implication of harming the North, because the North see themselves as a first class citizens of the country. So even if you hear them saying that the police shot the North, what, don't even be carried away with such news. I believe it need to be verified, because the last thing Nigerian government will do is to for the uniform men to shoot at the Northerners. It will both the person who is the president, everybody will be in problem. So just as our comrade said, anybody who is being forced by a politician or being convinced by politician to participate in one thing or the other, they think they should tell them to bring their children from abroad to come and take the lead. Then they will support them. But for the fact that every day you are being slaughtered, nobody cares. If by now that we are not, we are still, some of us are still ignorant of all these facts, I don't think we'll ever learn again. Makanasi no agbisi gbo tele omara ako, how many times can ihe game? How many times will something happen to us for us to, come back to our senses, that to know that this union, we don't belong here. They are telling it to us before us that we don't belong here. I don't know the kind of politicians we really breed in a Biafran extraction. I don't really get it. Once that their greediness, that their selfishness, it clouds their sense of reasoning, they cannot reason out of the box. I don't. Who even told them that they will not be comfortable when Biafra comes, for instance? The only thing I can see that they are concerned about is when Biafra come, it will not be as porous as Nigeria. There will not be room to loot money as you want, like mad people, stash money in the toilet, stash money in graveyards. There's not going to be such thing. And because it is a lifestyle they are already used to. So if you call them to participate in a project where accountability will be paramount, they will not allow that, because it will, it's like it's an opposition to their will. It's an opposition to what the kind of life or the way they want to be doing their things. So anybody who is still listening to politicians in Igbo land, I think the person is either accomplice or is just favoring the person at this particular time, moment, which will sooner than later, turn against them. So, but we don't have any option than to keep on educating our people, telling them of the implication of their actions, and following the politicians. What will be the end result? They can never be reliable. That's the Nigerian system. That's Nigerian system. They will never be reliable. They will never keep to promise. It's their way. Once they use you at that particular moment, they are gone. So that's just what I have to say. That people should know that Politicians, the people we say that they represent us, they are not actually doing that. They are just there for themselves, for their selfish interests. And you shouldn't allow yourself to be used by such individuals who are morally bankrupt. Morally, they are bankrupt. Yeah.
Much. Thank you. Do we have other calls, Wada?
For now, no, not yet.
Oh, okay, we would be winding down because we have actually crossed the time. We've crossed the time. If there are anybody who want to make calls, we still give you like 10 minutes to make your call, make your contribution as we try to wind down. I also want to inform Biafrans that we'll be having our program for Sunday. Wada, how is the program? The hour, can you please tell our people the time for Sunday's program?
All right, Sunday's program will be another informative, educative, and whenever our leader wants to come, he will say, "Get your pen and paper ready." That Sunday program, I think Biafrans and the lovers of freedom, they should get their, that thick note, that 450 leaves, they should get it ready on Sunday, because really, really, we are working towards disseminating Nigeria. So that program we kickstart by 7:30 p.m. on Sunday.
Which is the normal time, Biafra time.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. Biafra time. So I want to urge Biafrans to join us because we will be hosting the Biafra it's the Biafra land, or is it the African rep?
Yes, yes, yes. Mazi, let me not please yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no, no. We just want to give them a bit of just a piece of
Okay,
the
Mazi,
cake.
Mazi,
So
Mazi
yeah.
JCI, that he's a historian. A
Okay,
historian.
so
Yeah, yeah,
Mazi
yeah,
Jessica
yeah.
will be joining us on Sunday program,
He's gonna be
7:30 p.m.
superlative. Yeah.
7:30 p.m. Biafra time, and I'll also be here. In fact, I have shared the flyers on my page, so you can go to my page to get more information about that Sunday program. Are there calls coming in, Wada?
Is it necessary we take them?
Yeah, if there is a call, we can take the call, but it has to be 2 minutes and not more. We want to take questions. If there are questions,
Last
uh,
caller, please, please, please. You are not going to stay more than 1 minute. The last caller was giving the second to the last caller was giving 30 seconds, but he was there almost for 3 minutes. Please, I won't allow you to supersede 1 minute, please. Go ahead, caller. Good evening and welcome to the program. I'm great.
we
All
can,
right,
we can,
but your sound is not
can
clear
he
at
speak,
all. You are not
can he
sounding
speak
clear.
louder because we are not hearing?
Yeah, but make it clearer, because the sound, I don't understand the sound. You are speaking inside.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Sure. Please, I want to talk to Ogechukwu issue. And the question.
Mazi, before you continue, in IPOB we have tradition. We are educated people. Igbos generally, we are known to be people with respect. Please, Mazi, whatsoever you may want to say, our people will say, or the English people will say, give honor to whom honor is due. As a Biafran, we have the way we address our comrades. Our female comrades, we know how we address them. Our male comrades, we know how to address them, irrespective of their position. Please, I beg you.
not here to ask a question, but I want to talk to Mazi Ogechukwu issue.
Mazi, can you correct what I just said, please? Can you correct what I just said? Please, you've repeated yourself again. Mazi, please, can you go ahead, please? In IPOB, we don't have people with disrespect. I know that today, if I have to come across any IPOB member, I will address you as Mazi, and our female comrades are addressed as one. That is the people we know in IPOB. Even if anybody call me today and you don't address me as a comrade, I won't be at home with that. And here we are on national TV. You don't want people that will come and start showing disrespect. And this is some of the problems we are facing in IPOB. People who refuse to discipline themselves, but they want to correct others. They want others to be disciplined when they themselves are full of indiscipline, and they never want to be corrected. They want to maintain what they think that they know. You see, the worst person you can come across is that there are people who are just stupid at their ignorance. You know, when you are stupid and when you are ignorant, you will never see anything wrong about your attitude or the way you are or your manners. It is very, very wrong. And they want to show it anywhere they are. We are IPOB, we are trained, and here we are on national television. There are things that we take and there are things that we do not take. You can go to your platforms or your umunna meeting and expose your ignorance or whatever, but when it comes to IPOB, you must be respectful. Mazi, thank you so much. And can we start winding down, please?
Some of those conversations, because I think I had some technical issues, so I didn't know what actually transpired. But from what you've said, I believe that there is a lot of anger running on people's mind. A lot of people feel unsatisfied with what is happening, and especially in South Africa, we can understand their sentiment. But notwithstanding, I think it's also very important that the way we coordinate ourselves and the way we carry ourselves also shows the kind of individuals we are, and also shows that we are actually prepared to restore Biafra, because we cannot carry certain attitude into Biafra land. There are certain attitude we have to drop. Personally, there are certain attitude I have to drop. Considering the fact that the Biafra we are aspiring for is a Biafra that will be different from the zoo called Nigeria. So, but when we carry this same Nigerian mentality and attitude along with us, it's also going to end up as being in Nigeria. And this is some of the educations we have been able to put forward over the years to our people to understand that they need to start remodeling themselves to be able to embrace the new nation we are fighting to build. So no matter the amount of dissatisfaction, no matter the amount of anger, it's very, very important that we comport ourselves and be able to show that we have the maturity in dealing with issues. I've said it before that people create problem, they create problem, and they turn around to point finger at the leadership, but saying that the leadership have refused to solve this problem. But you created the problem. You created the problem. You cannot create a problem and you are pointing finger at someone who is going to resolve it for you. And by the way, I also want to remind our people that IPOB leadership cannot solve all the problem, because there are certain issues that will also take care of itself in due time. So we must understand that we cannot overburden the leadership by creating problems and turning around to say that the leadership had refused to solve this problem. But some of these problems were problems that we are not even supposed to be there in the first place. So how did we come to the point where we now have to be continuously create problem, limiting and making it impossible for this journey to move forward? To now turn around to look for who to blame. And some of these issues are issues that would have been dealt with locally without even it getting to the table of the leadership. But certain individuals would like to escalate it to the point because they want to drag the leadership into the problem. They want to drag the leadership into some of these issues to make the leadership look weak or maybe not carrying their duties. And this is the reason we must change our attitude and our character. Because if we have to go into Biafra land, we must go into Biafra land as a different people and not as Nigerians that we claim we are not. So, Mwada, I don't know if you have any parting shot as we round out this program, because Mazi Isu is not even connected to us at this time.
What I have to say is, in summary, that if you want to remove, before you say to someone, let me pull off the stick in your eye, first of all, pull off the plank in your own eye. There are issues that is just as a result of insubordination, that it seems as if those issues will not be solved. And there's again, sometimes the way the person who is a leader relates to his subordinates or his objects also matters most. In this Biafran struggle, we are all doing a volunteer work. We must have that spirit of teamwork. If I am not here today on BTV, definitely someone else would be here. No two ways about that. So, if we have the spirit of teamwork, we will make more achievements than when we want to showcase that, oh, I am Mr. I did it, I achieved it. No, we used to have 11 players in the field and the other 11 on the bench. At the end, victory is being acclaimed by the 22 players, whether you went to field to play or not. It can never be ascribed to only the goalkeeper or the scorer. We should learn to have a listening ear as a leader, and we must learn to resolve issues internally. We must know how to address and listen to our subordinates, because sometimes what causes some of the problems that some people are having in their units or in their zones is sometimes the leader might not be a good listener. And when you are not a good listener, your subordinates are being hurt. Again, some subordinates have no regard for their leader. They would want to order their leader around, or they would want to make a IPOB a democratic setting, which does not work. So let us have that cooperative mind, that spirit of teamwork, so that we come together, do what we're supposed to do, so that we can achieve Biafra. So, in particular, now I am talking to South Africans. from your questions, we observed that you have some homework to be done. But remember that this homework cannot be done by name callings. It cannot be done by wanting to be Mr. I. Please learn to discipline yourself, learn to listen to your people, and when you disagree, also try to agree. These are my words to South Africans and to our great viewers. I am saying thank you for coming to this program with us. Thank you for spending your time with us. And we are hoping to see you people on Sunday. I still remain Wada Jovista Chichi.